Grill Sergeant here. What's going on, Grill Billies? With me is the 2021 Pit Boss Brunswick vertical smoker. Now in your instruction manual it says before your first use you have to do what's known as a smoker burn off. I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's start the show. Alright guys, let's dive in. But first, if you're new to this channel, I want to welcome you. And if you love barbecue as much as I do, I'd encourage you to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button. We're going to be doing tons of reviews on this Brunswick and I don't want you to miss a thing. So the big question is, what is a burn off? And a burn off is basically burning off all the shipping residue that's left on the inside of your smoker. It takes about an hour and that gets rid of all the junk and crud and shipping residue and oils that were left from the manufacturing plant till it got to your doorstep. So basically you're going to let it run for 400 degrees, 1 hour. I'm going to show you how to do it. First thing what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to empty the contents of your smoker. And so these are actually bolted down. This is covering the firebox here, and this is the grease trap. That's bolted down. You can pretty much leave that there. Other than that, once your smoker is empty like this, what we're going to do, before we put any pellets in, you're going to want to plug this bad boy in. All right. First time we're plugging her in, I'm excited. And right up here, ooh, look at that. You have the power button and this Pit Boss logo that it lights up. So that's its way of saying, hey man, I got power and I want you to turn me on. Man, this smoker is just like me. So now what we're gonna do is we're basically gonna press and hold down the power button. And right now, you see that it turns on. Now when it first turns on, it is actually going to do it in its lowest temperature. Right now there's no pellets in. So all we're listening for is going to be listening for the fan, which I can hear, and then you're gonna wanna put your hand over the vents, and what you're feeling for is warm air. So I'm gonna give it, and you can smell that the igniter has, it has a distinct smell. It's hard to describe, but you can basically tell, hey, something's actually warming up in here. Once you can basically confirm those two things, that you feel a little heat coming out of it, that you smell basically the igniter tip lighting up, and that you can hear the fan, come up here and hold the power button for about 3 seconds. And now what it's doing is it's entering in its power down cycle right now. So we're gonna give it about 5 minutes. It's gonna shut itself down. And once it's completely out, now we're gonna fill the back with pellets. So right now, just gotta wait. Let's fast forward. All right, now that the smoker is turned off, it says what you're gonna wanna do is basically open up the hopper, and you're gonna peek in here, and you're making sure there are no foreign contaminants. Yep, doesn't look like there's anything in here. And if that's the case, if you don't see any foreign contaminants in here, you are gonna want to fill her up with some pellets. So let's do that right now. All right, I got my pellets here with me. Now, a lot of people ask what pellets I actually run in my smokers. I'll let you in on a little secret. It's what I call the Grill Sergeant mix. You basically take the competition blend from Pit Boss, and then you take some Pit Boss charcoal pellets, and you mix them 50-50. Now, before I actually have them hit the hopper though, I do run them through a pellet strainer. Now, instead of getting into it right now, I will post a link video if you want to actually sift your own pellets. What that does is it basically anything that is not a whole pellet actually falls through, and it gets rid of all that, those half pellets and that debris. And what I found is a lot of that stuff would end up jamming my augers. Some people say it's worth it, some people say it isn't. Ever since I started doing this, I haven't had any issues running my Pit Boss, so I just do it. I will post an Amazon link to this bad boy, and I will post a video showing you how to use it, but that is definitely something to consider. But right now I'm basically going to take my 50-50 blend, and we are going to dump it in the back of this smoker. Now, the funny thing is, this 5-gallon bucket filled it up to here. This is a 98-pound hopper. That blows my mind right there. So this will get us through the burn off, and this alone will give us, a day's worth of smoking. So I'm not worried about that. You do want to get in some pellets for this next part. So once you have your pellet in, close the hopper, and we're ready for round 2. We're gonna open up the cabinetry again. We are going to hold the power button till it turns on. And now what we're gonna do is hold down the prime button here. It's actually helping speed up the auger, because what happens is we want that auger to spin faster to help deliver pellets that are from the hopper into the burn pot. And we're gonna hold down the primer button here for about 2-3 minutes. My last burn off, I had my son who's like a gamer, they're pretty good with their fingers and stuff like that. He was holding down this button. Ha! Oh. All right, now that we can hear pellets dropping into the firebox, you're gonna wanna release the prime button, and now we're gonna press and hold the power button. It's gonna start the shut off cycle again. Now you might actually start seeing smoke and whatnot. That's because there's actually real wood pellets in your burn pot right now. But we are gonna shut her off, wait for her to completely turn off. We're gonna load her back on, and then she's gonna be ready for the burn off. So I'm gonna close these cabinet doors right now. And then just wait for her to turn off. All right, well, while we're waiting for the smoker to turn off, I did want to let you guys know that if you are on Facebook, I did start a Pit Boss Platinum Series Owners Facebook group. You could own any pellet smoker and join it. But basically, I'm going to be posting my cooks on there. I'll be posting my video drops on there. The cool thing about Facebook groups is you get other people chiming in with how they cook, what they use, how, tips and tricks. So it's more of a community base. So I figured, you know what? I just started it. I'll post a link in the description. So if you have a Pit Boss smoker, or if you have any pellet smoker, I don't care, join the group. It's free to join. And then from there, we can basically, it's kind of like a hive mind. And so you can get awesome ideas. Definitely want to check that out. Mark Zuckerberg's like, what? You're using a Facebook group? Hi. All right, now that the smoker is turned off, we're gonna open her up again and put back all the components. Again, if you see any styrofoam or anything small in there, do pull it out, but as of right now, everything's gonna burn off. So to basically start this off, what we're gonna do is we are going to turn it on. It's on the smoke setting. When we start seeing smoke come through the vents, we're gonna close down the doors, and then we're gonna basically crank up the heat to about 400 degrees and just let her run for about an hour. What a time to be alive, that you would literally take compressed wood, you're able to put it in, and then through an auger system and a fan system, you're able to basically produce smoke, and you get that wood-fired smell onto them. Oh my gosh, I'm just getting hungry thinking about all the food I'm gonna be cooking on this bad boy. All right, so now I'm starting to see smoke come out the vents in here. So now basically what we can do is close her up. Before I crank up the heat, I'm gonna do something, and I say this in every single video. If you're gonna run it high, you're gonna want this smokestack raised. And now you're gonna see this beautiful smoke start coming out the top stack here. Let's crank up that heat, baby. So now we're gonna take this dial and we're gonna start turning it. Woo. So you basically hold it down to, we're gonna go to, let's do 400 degrees, and we're basically gonna let it do its thing for an hour. So Siri, set an alarm for 1 hour. All right, so alarm is set, and we'll come back in an hour. And time. It's been 1 hour, it's been cranked up to 400 degrees. So now what I'm gonna do, instead of turning it off, I am actually going to take this dial and I'm going to set it down to 200 degrees. And that's just a habit of what I do is instead of turning it down from smoking hot, I'll bring it to 200 degrees for about 10 minutes and then I'll turn it off. I don't know, just a habit of mine. It would probably have been fine either way, but in about 10 minutes, I'm gonna come back, turn it off, and then from now on, when I'm ready to smoke some meat, She is ready to go. All right guys, well that wraps it up. I am going to press and hold the power button down. It is now entering in the shut-off cycle right now. And in about 20 minutes, she's basically gonna be full shut down. You can unplug it, wrap up the cord, put your cover on, and then next time you're ready to use your smoker, she's ready to fire up. All right guys, thanks for watching this episode. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe and like button. And I'm gonna be dropping a ton more videos on this. I will drop a link that you can look at about if you're interested in sifting your own pellets. Personally, I found that it works really well for me. That's up to you, but I will drop a link so you can check that out. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Grill Sergeant out. Come on, how cool would that be? A Facebook group with the Grill Sergeant? I mean, come on. We got awesome smokers, awesome YouTubers. Well, I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about some guy over there, yeah. Hey, you know me, I'm just kidding around.